Hey, beautiful people. You are, sorry about my phone moving. I will try to keep it still. You are definitely not getting me in my finest today. Yeah, I really wanted to do this video, I guess to kind of see if, I don't know. As some of you know, if you've been following my journey, I have a restrictive eating disorder and it's pretty severe. I've had it now for 7 years. So that's not a short time to have an eating disorder. Sorry, that's my dogs. If you hear barking, that's my dogs. The chickens are right here and they're taunting the dogs because the dogs can't get out to them. Yeah, and I've been trying to get into recovery and eat more food, but it has been really hard. And now I've reached this point where I feel like, I don't know how to put it. So my identity is the eating disorder. My identity is the patterns, it's the stories, it's the things that created the disorder, the disordered eating. And I have been really pushing against my identity, looking at the stories and the patterns and the habits and everything from the past over the last 7 years. Well, I've been longer, actually, the last 17 years, but really deeply the last probably 1 to 2 years. I've really been looking deep into the deepest, darkest parts of myself and meeting them and seeing them and getting to know them. And now I've hit, I guess you could kind of say I've hit the start of the refeeding phase of the disordered eating. And what that means is I am starving hungry all the time. But for me, it's kind of different because when people talk about their refeeding phase, they talk about how they just wanted to eat anything and everything, and it didn't matter what it was. They were eating pizza, they were eating ice cream, they were eating McDonald's, they were eating KFC, they were just eating as much shit as they could possibly put into their mouth. I can't do that. I can't do that. One, because that's our rooster, one of our roosters. One, because I can't eat gluten, and I also can't eat dairy, and I can't eat rice, and I can't eat tomatoes. So that pretty much rules out a lot of different things. But what it also means is that I don't know. I don't know if this is part of the restrictive eating, but I do not really want to go down the path of eating junk food to refeed myself. I want to keep it nutritious. I want to keep it whole. I want to keep it healthy, but obviously not the obsessive healthy. So for me, the refeeding is coming in the stages of bone broths and lots of bone broths and veggies and meat and eggs and bacon and fruit and making myself jellies out of ginger and honey and gelatin and things like that. And the things that are nourishing. So yeah, there's kind of that, I guess that part inside of me that's going, well, you're not really out of your restricting phase if you're still restricting. And then there's that part of me going, sorry, that's our other rooster. They're literally right here. And then there's that other part of me that's going, but I don't want to eat shit. I don't want to eat crap. So my restrictive eating is orthorexia, meaning it started off being healthy, and then it went down the plant-based vegan, and then it just went to crap from there. Where I was not only plant-based, but I was also salicylate-free, lectin-free, phytate-free, and when you get all the way down to it, there's only 2 foods left: blueberries and pumpkin. They're the only 2 foods in this world that don't seem to have anything wrong with them, and they were the only 2 foods I felt safe eating for a while. But you cannot sustain the human body on blueberries and pumpkin, as I found out. But I've been eating organic food since I was in my 20s, my early 20s. I started Australia's first certified organic food market in my 20s. I feel like if I went and ate McDonald's and pizza, I just don't think I could. I feel like I would be going part of against part of a fundamental part of my identity, which I don't want to do. But then my identity is around the restrictive eating. So it's like this challenge. I'm now in this really challenging part where what parts of my identity do I want to keep true? What parts do I value? What parts do I want to hold on to? And what parts do I want to let go of? And what parts do I want to walk away from? I want to walk away from the restrictive eating part. I want to walk away from the being afraid of food part. I want to walk away from the part that doesn't want to eat. And I want to fuel my body with nourishing, healthy, beautiful, warm, nutritious food. And then there's that part of me that wants to starve myself. And so I really wanted to share this so other people that are going through this refeeding, going, I want to eat, but I don't want to eat, but I want to eat, but I don't want to eat, but I want to eat, but I don't want to eat, but I want to eat, but I don't want to eat, but I want to eat, but I don't want to eat. It's intense. It is definitely this part where you don't want to eat, and then you do want to eat, and then you don't want to eat, and then you do want to eat, and you really want to eat, but then you're like, no, I don't want to eat. Thankfully, I feel like that part of me that wants to eat is starting to win, because for the last 3 days I've actually been cooking food, which is a miracle because I don't cook food, and I've been making these jellies, which is another miracle because I don't make food. I snack. I might cook a lamb chop, but that's about it. I don't cook a lamb chop with veggies and noodles and things like that. So I have this illusion that I'm eating. I'll eat eggs, but I'll eat 2 eggs and that's it. They won't be with anything else. So for me to actually be cooking a stew and cooking bone broths and making these jellies, and tonight I'm cooking a dish with chicken and lemon, and for me to do this stuff is progress. It's a massive shift in my identity. And I guess that's kind of what I wanted to share with for anyone that's struggling in the refeeding process is, who are you in your identity? I've been doing a lot of work within that realm of who do I identify as? What are the voices I identify as? What are the habits? Not only what are the habits, but what are the voices of the habits? Because that has kind of been the space for me, is I've really needed to see what are the voices of the habits that I have. Because without being able to see the voices, I don't know what's controlling this. I don't know what's controlling me. So that has been my focus. What are the voices of the patterns? What are the voices of the stories? What are the voices of the habits? What are the voices of the identity of someone that is starving themselves? So then when I hear those voices, I can look at them and go, I hear you. I'm making a different decision. I can hear you, but what I'm really getting so clearly and feeling stronger and stronger within myself in achieving is that I look at it and I go, just because I can hear you does not mean I have to do what you tell me to do. So that has been a really big thing, is to not do what those voices are telling me to do, and making different decisions and making different choices. Oi, do you mind? I'm on the phone having a conversation. Thank you. Yeah, so I really wanted to share that in the hopes that that would help someone that's in their refeeding, coming into eating journey, that you're not alone, that this is really hard and we all go through different phases of refeeding. And for some people it is easy. They just start eating and it's not a problem. And for others, it's challenging, but they just eat and they 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 just eat anything and everything, and they drop all the restrictions. And there is no need for restrictions because they can eat anything. But then there are some of us who have no choice but to restrict while not restricting, because I can't have gluten and dairy and rice and tomatoes. So I still have to restrict. And so there is that challenge in that I can never drop, well, I can't say never because I might heal my gut enough to the point where I can eat those things. But for right now, I cannot stop restricting. I cannot completely 100% drop the restricting, go to a cafe and eat whatever I want. I think if I could, I don't think this would be so hard. But the simple fact is, I can't. I don't have that as an option. I don't have that as a choice. Where I live, there is not really any organic, gluten-free food where I live. I have to actually pay. I just paid $190 to get it shipped up here, and then I have to drive for an hour to go and get good organic meat and organic gluten-free grain for my chickens because I can't eat eggs that have gluten in them. It's insane, but it is what it is. So yeah, so for some of us, we still have to restrict, even though we're trying not to. Anyway, I've prattled on enough. Thank you so much for listening and being here. And yeah, if you're on this refeeding journey phase of your life, I wish you all the luck in the world because it sucks ass. It sucks ass. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.